Levi Elmore. Yeah, baby, Tollys, what's going on? It's weird to be on the other side of this here comedic fence. It's kind of a weird time to be in Terre, Haute. There was this weird news story that happened last week where these people were leaving Long John Silver's and got robbed for their soft drinks, which was an interesting occurrence. I just imagine how that would have played out. Like, somebody's leaving, they got their little to-go box, they're wearing a little paper pirate hat, they ring the bell, they're about to go home and have explosive diarrhea. And then somebody just jumps out the corner just like, give me a drink, bitch! I would not make it out of that scenario alive, because my smart ass would be like, here, also, they didn't have Coke. Is Pepsi okay? No, it's not okay! That joke's titled, Coca-Cola, please sponsor me. Thanks. Got some Coke fans over no, it's been just kind of a weird time to be alive. A friend and I got blamed for starting the January 6th Capitol riots recently, which was interesting. It was really more my friend. She has the same name as the senator, and this guy just found her Facebook and said that she started the riots and was responsible for the GameStop stock price and also started COVID, and took a picture of my Facebook, put a caption over my eyes that said also involved, which I thought was really just disheartening and honestly scared me, because I was like, also involved? That's it, huh? That's all I get? Not blaming me for the little robots that Microsoft's put in the vaccine, I'm just also involved. Like the kid in the yearbook who couldn't make it for picture day. Also picture. Alright, guess I'll just go fuck myself. So I had to stay off the internet for a little while. I decided I'd watch a little TV for a change. Decided to get into some reality TV, because everybody knows that's good watching. I found this one show called My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding. And it's exactly, I wish it was exactly what it sounded like, but it's really not, come to think of it. Because the gypsies are typically like a noble, nomadic people, like the Roman, you think of Esmeralda. And the only thing mobile about these people were their fucking homes. Oh shit, I grew up in a trailer park, man, trust me. I grew up in a trailer park in the 90s. Like, I literally came out of the womb saying Eminem lyrics. Like, trust me, I know what you're talking about, big shit. Shit. Guys look like you used to count my tickets above these, fuck. There's my Chinese finger trap, bitch.
You just broke that now.
Yeah, where was I? Oh, right, reality TV. I also found this show called Amish Mafia, which is now my new favorite show on the planet, because it's just like, it's just Amish Breaking Bad. There was an episode where there's this guy, he's 5'1" and named Levi, so I was already into it. That's just some self-insert fan fiction right there. And he and his friend rolled up on a dude in a horse and buggy and broke his knees because they stole his unpasteurized milk. I know. They killed the guy, buried him, and built a barn on top of him. So on the next week's episode, we'll see if the feds can figure out the case of Jebediah Hoffa. Thanks, somebody. Pat would have got that one. Pat would have gave me a pity laugh. I'm just gonna do this old one. I don't know. Alright. Speaking of being a kid growing up in the 90s, my favorite game system was always the PS1. That was Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, that was always the shit I was into. But my brother and I found out that the first PlayStation could play CDs, like music CDs. So we'd be listening to our CDs and, you know, being a couple of white kids in the 90s, as cool as we were, super gangster, we were blasting Backstreet Boys just constantly. And my dad would come by and he would look at me and he would just yell at us both and he'd be like, "That's a game system, that's not what it's for." And we're like, "Dad, that's not what it was for, it wouldn't work like that." So, I always try to use things for their intended purpose, you know, and then growing up, now that I'm an adult, I was having sex with this chick last week. And yeah, no, we were kind of going at it, you know, and certain things slipped into a certain other place. So she triggered me a little bit because she yelled out, "That's not what it's for! You can't play music CDs in a PlayStation, you're gonna fuck me in the ass, at least play Crash Bandicoot." That's why I haven't done that one since 2017. So I'm single, if you couldn't tell, right? No, the kid talking about anal sex and Crash Bandicoot who looks like the perfect mix of Charlie Day and the kid from 2.5 Men is single? No. And it's hard, man, because relationships are like work, you know? My mom's here. It's not actually her, can you imagine? But I'm single, relationships are like work, you know? And not so much that they are work, like they take a lot of effort, but I mean they're like jobs, right? Because a lot of people don't have one and they're desperately searching for one and they use apps and matchmakers to help pair them up with one that's suitable to what they're looking for. And a lot of other people are stuck in ones they hate and it sucks out their soul every day of their meaningless existence. They just want to blow their brains out, but they got to stick with it for the kids and the health insurance. So I decided I'm just going to combine the two. And I'm just going to start giving girls my resume. Right? Instead of dating apps, I'm just going to use LinkedIn because at least there's a picture of me in a suit on that shit. I'll just walk up to a girl and be like, "Hey, how's it going? Thanks for meeting me here at the Hilton Garden Inn conference room. Here's a copy of my resume. Adjust polo." Now, I know I don't have a lot of experience in this particular field. However, I like to think I can make up for it with my open availability, my great teamwork skills, especially in groups of 3. And my proficiency with Microsoft Office. So, give me a call. Dating apps are pretty weird though. I gotta admit, I'm not a fan. Tinder's not really hidden. Somebody told me to get on Bumble. Is anybody on Bumble? Anybody? Yeah. For those who don't know, Bumble is kind of like Tinder where you swipe and you match with people. And somebody was like, "Levi, it'd be great for you because the girls message the guys first. All you gotta do is just kind of sit back and just kind of let them come to you." And I was like, "Oh, so you're telling me there's a dating app where I just kind of sit around and do nothing and just kind of hope a girl talks to me?" I don't need an app for that! That's where I am now! Mom? Fuck. Go to the next logical conclusion for our area, right? FarmersOnly.com. #1 dating site of family reunions everywhere. You don't have to be lonely either. Totally Keith. And those commercials are all full of shit. You guys seen the commercials from back in the day. You got Farmer Jake clickety-clacking away on a MacBook Air for some reason. Trying to find him a little Miranda Lambert, like she's gonna moonwalk out of there like some kind of CMT weird science action. Thank you. Somebody watched movies in the 80s, 5. I know those commercials are all fake because I've been that far out in the country. No way you're gonna find any suitable Wi-Fi connection. Sorry, Google Fiber has not made its way to Paris, Illinois. It's not happened yet. Paris, Illinois. Somebody did tell me that one time though. They were like, "You need to find yourself a good country girl because the real women love the country boys." And I was like, "No, they don't. No, they don't. They want a guy who looks good in tight jeans, a hat, and whose daddy bought him a Ford F-150. They don't want a real country boy. The real country boys are like my Uncle Mark, who wakes up every day wearing a Rush t-shirt, a Budweiser hat, and Chuck Taylors from the 70s. And he just raises goats and smokes weed all day and listens to Frank Zappa. He's like an angry Tommy John. Thank you. My uncle is really cool, man. I love my uncle because he'll just be sitting around and he'll just be like, take a puff off a, as we call it in the classier circles, a jazz cigarette. Let's go. Give it, Levi, fuck! No one in this family wants to make any fucking money. And I'll be like, alright, can I go drive the tractor? And he'll be like, fuck it, yeah! Because I think that's where I excel in the country points. Because how many times has Luke Bryan driven a tractor? Probably none. How many times have I driven a tractor? 1.5. One time I did a full circle around my uncle's farm when I was 14. The next year when I was 15, I started the tractor and then a bee landed on the steering wheel and I got scared. So I jumped off. My uncle, being the understanding and calm-minded man that he is, took a puff of his doobie and said, fuck! At least you turned it off this time. And that's a plus. I don't know, man, it's fun. It's a fun time. It's summer, right? I did a show outside last week for some musician friends of mine, Doubt Me Now, good buddies of mine. And it made me realize that there really is a big difference between musicians and comedians. That's really not fucking fair. Because like musicians can do covers, they can do whole just shows of nothing but covers. And if I try to do that, all of a sudden I'm Carlos Mencia. Alright, whatever. And but the whole thing is too that like singers can dedicate songs to a cute girl in the audience. And like I can't do that. I mean I'm going to because that's the bit. But like I can't do that and be successful, right? I can't just walk up to somebody and be like, "What's up, girl?" That's a ramen noodle packet. You're not fooling anybody. Fucker. You might get an STD, but by God, you'll get the MSG.
It'll be spicy.
It'll be spicy. Be like, "What's up, girl?" Yeah. Oh, girl. Like I need to see like a smooth like bass riff. So when a boss makes $1, I'm making a dime, so I'm pooping on company time, girl. Oh yeah, and I keep my workday pooping schedule like my hands on a steering wheel, baby. It's always at 10 too. Because you gotta be regular. I'm a short man. Growing up short was it was difficult. I say growing up short was difficult, like, I mean, I've been 5'1" since I was 11, so like, at least it didn't take very long. But I used to get made fun of a lot for being short. Shocker, I know. Hold your gasps now. I've been called a midget multiple times a week from the age of 4 up until about 3 hours ago. Somebody looked at me and they said, "Hey, midget, get over here." I was like, "Grandma, I have a name." But it was interesting, you know, growing up in school, the things I used to learn. They used to tell us that when you're in the supermarket, they put the most expensive items at eye level because that's what you're going to see first, and you're just going to grab that. And my question was always, whose eye level are we working off of? Because while everybody's getting the name brand cereal, I'm getting like the WIC program, like 12-pound bag of pedigree looking shit. Like my friends come over and be like, "Levi, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs," and I was like, "You better be clinically insane for these fucking chocolate dots." I don't have Captain Crunch, I got Lieutenant Chomp. And cornflakes. Because there's no other named for cornflakes. All right, folks. I do believe that is my time. I have been Levi Elbow, and I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm going to hand it back over to Mr. George White.
Give it up for Levi, your feature and regular host here at Tollys